look at this. If 7 cats kill 7 rats in 7 minutes, how many would be needed to kill 100 rats in 50 minutes? So some of these things you can use to help with critical thinking and so on. And once they ponder and they come back and they give the answers, you can just click on it and it turns and give the answer, 14. And if you notice, if I scroll down like this, you'll see other questions. What number do you get when you multiply all of the numbers on a telephone number pad? And then they think about it, come up with some answers. You click on it, there's the answer, 0. Anything you multiply by 0 will equal to 0. So for the math persons, you could use this. All right. You have science. This is mainly for math and science. And I know you have ComTask and all those areas. So let me go to another one. So let me open this one. And this one now, write this down. And once you click this in, it will come up on your computer screen and you can go through the various sites. Because once you learn how to use Zoom, you can use Zoom with anything at all on your screen. So here we have now, it is 30 awesome interactive websites for elementary to middle school classroom. So tell me if you're writing it down. Just press yes, you're writing it down. If you're following so far. So 30 awesome interactive websites for elementary to middle school classrooms.
People are writing.
Are they typing? They're typing,
yes,
good.
they
So once you go into these websites, I'm going to scroll down to show you. Let me scroll down. And they have articles on them, like, you know, Mr. Nussbaum, Learning Plus Fun. You could click on that directly. And then you have some websites below. So once you go in, you'll see all these tools you can use. And I'm sure you've heard about PhET simulations. Write this one down, P-H-E-T, PhET simulations. So PhET simulations, once you go on the website, you should be able to download what you want, or you could use it directly from the website. So here we go. HTTP. So once you go into 30 awesome interactive, all of these will come up. So there's no need to write these down. So you'll see primary resources.co.uk, math, and so on. So you'll find math, you'll find reading, you'll find science. Because I figure we have a lot of, this is for primary school. But not only, because you'll find stuff you can use for the bigger students, okay? So these are just 2 sites I want you guys to take into consideration. Well, 3. Let me stop sharing this now. I'm gonna close this out because the more things I have open, the slower the things will move on my computer. So anything I'm finished with, I'll just close out. So I'm gonna close out these. Okay, so close out, then I'll stop sharing and we'll come back to our main window. All right, so let me show you the PhET, one of the PhET simulation that I use all the time in my classes. Where are you, PhET? You're hiding me. All right, here you go. So here's a nice one. You want to teach conduction. Here we go with my bulb and my battery and my salt, of course. Once I shake my salt into my solution, the light will come on. And you'll see it gets brighter the more salt I put in there. And there are many more like this, many more for different topics. So this is nice for your STEM learning, or you can find virtual labs online, okay? But everything we use, if you notice, I'm sharing with you, and that's the way I want you guys to share with your students. So what I share, you can see, and so on. All right, how are we so far? Okay?
Okay, so far, some want to know early childhood, basic, and infant. Mr. Burrell, you're okay?
Yes?
Okay, we weren't hearing you. Go ahead.
Oh, I was asking, are you comfortable with Zoom? How do you feel about Zoom? Are you comfortable with it?
Nobody has answered yet. You were muted.
No, man. No, man.
Some people are saying, well,
No,
one
man.
person is responding.
I did
Okay,
not.
persons are saying yes so far.
All right, good. So let's run through then. So once you sign up for Zoom, this is your window. All right. If you notice, when you came on, you saw a white screen, right? Once you come here, this drop down button, the first thing that you want to do is to click it and turn off your video, or no, turn on your video. So once you come into the main window where we are now, we'll be able to see everything on the screen if your window is off. So what we do is we click this button and turn on video once you come in. When you come in, that is where you can turn off your video. So if the video is off here, once you come in, you'll see the white screen with the various things on it. And you won't be able to see the videos or anything else unless the host opens up. So this is where we go. So you would click here and it will take you into this room. Now you notice, I'm gonna move this bar. You notice that once I come in, this is what you're seeing. Do you see this? This headset. People see the headset? I'm going to assume you're seeing it. Once you see that, this should come up. Join audio conference by computer or test computer mic and speaker. I just normally press join conference by computer because I know how my speakers sound already. I've been using it, so it's okay. If you want to test though, you could test it and you hear yourselves, hear some chimes, and you said, yes, okay, and it lets you into the room. And once you do that and it lets you in, this icon will change from that to the mic. So you'll see this. Right now, everybody on your screen will look, you'll see the mic and the video. Tell me if you're seeing these two icons right here. Yes or no?
Persons are saying yes, sir.
All right, right now, some videos are off, some videos are on. Once you press this icon, the video will be off and you'll see the line through it. No one will see you. If you press again, the line will go and you'll be able to see yourself on the screen. Right now, all of you are muted because I am the host and I mute everybody to prevent the background noise. So you can do this with your class if you're having difficulty with the background noise and the students keep turning them on. You can turn them off. All right, so today we're gonna focus on these three main icons. A while ago, you see me moving in between different folders or videos or slides or screens. This is the one I use to do that. So I'm gonna show you what I do with that. All right, let me run through quickly. If I'm going too fast, stop me. Because we started late, I want to make sure I have enough time for Powtoons. All right, so what you see here is, you're seeing probably invite on your screen. But if you are the host, what you'll see is manage participants. So let me show you what that will look like. So you'll see, hold on. All right, hold on. I see somebody start marking on my screen. All right. Write this down for me somewhere. Once you start sharing, I'm gonna go back there and show you. But once you start sharing, you have to stop persons from annotating. Because when they annotate, it comes up on the screen. And if you notice, you are writing directly on the screen. So hold on, let it come up. Computer moving a little slow. Hold on. So the persons who are writing, just stop me for a second until I can remove the annotation. Come on, come on. All right. Hold on. Let me stop sharing for a second. I'll do it from here. you won't see this. What I'm doing now, I'm going to show it to you shortly. I have to do it while I'm sharing. So let me come back here. So I want to focus mainly on security, managing the participants, security, managing participants, and share. Those are the three areas we're going to focus on today. Let me start with security. So everyone can see my screen. It's coming up. Hold on. Share screen again. Can you see my screen?
No, you stopped. Go again.
Yes, you just told me that screen sharing has stopped. All right, hold on. All right, everyone can see now.
You're good.
All right. So right now I have to go in and click on my security. Let me show you that, because I'm going to focus first on security and run through quickly. So once you go in, you will come to this screen, and if you are the host, you'll be seeing this shield, and it's your security shield. First thing you want to do is to enable waiting room. Once you click it, you tick it, everybody who comes in, come into your waiting room. You're going to tell your students to come in with your full name so that you don't see any strange names that would compromise your security. For example, somebody coming with a weird name, they can come in and share your screen and show lewd material. They can come in and mess with your annotation. So the first thing you're going to do is enable waiting room. Tell your students to write their correct names so that when you look in the waiting room, you see it, you'll admit them one by one. First thing for security, so that no one will come in unannounced. You are going to see, you see this mark right here? You're gonna press, you're gonna remove the tick. Once you remove the tick, nobody can share your screen. Nobody, unless you give them permission. So right now, I remove shared screen. So the other person is going to share with you today. I must now click back that tick on so they can share. If they try sharing with you now, nothing will happen because I am the host and I remove this capacity. So one, enable waiting room, remove share screen. You can decide what you want to do with the chat. If you want them to chat to each other or to you, but what you do is you remove them from talking to themselves without you seeing. So you are going to remove the private chat. So I'll show you how to do that. You are going to allow them to rename themselves. So you leave it like this, okay? How do you allow them to rename themselves? When they come in, are you seeing the person on the screen? So let's say this is Jill. Jill can right click on the screen, and once she right click on her picture or her video, the icon will come up, the window will come up for her to rename herself. So she can now change the name that is there. So a person's come in with names and they say, who is this? And they say, this is me. It's me, Roger Rabbit. Then you say, change your name, please. And you'll right click and you'll see rename, press rename, and the name will change by just typing the correct name. So that is what is the major points for security. Notice right now, you are not seeing anything that says annotation. A while ago, somebody was writing on my screen. If I'm not sharing, you won't be able to see the annotation here. But the moment you start to share, you must go to annotation and click it, remove the tick so that no one can write on your screen while you're teaching. Tell me if you're okay with that so far. Type yes or no. You're not okay. Yes, you're okay. No, yes, no.
Mostly yes so far, one repeat
right.
being requested.
All right, so enable waiting room, okay? remove share screen, and once you're sharing, remove the tick for annotate on your screen so that nobody can write on your screen. So if you try writing on my screen now for the person who was writing before, you will not be able to do so because I removed that option. All right, let's go to manage participants. You are not seeing manage participants because you are a participant. But if you open this window, you'll see everyone in the room right now. All right. So let me click out of this. Stop sharing. Click out. Go ahead and click on your participant window, and you see everybody in the room right now. Click on it, and you'll see. There's a window open up. Not true. Good. Yes, I see the person on video nodding, so I know you're seeing it. Good. Thank you, Mrs. Lewis or Miss Lewis. Not sure. All right. So once the window open, you'll see what you should be seeing as a host. You're not seeing what I am seeing as a host. So I'll show you that. Once you go in, where you have the top name, there is the waiting room above. If you are the host, you'll see that. You then click it and admit persons one at a time. Now, the other day I was managing a chat and I saw we almost reached 1,000 and we had like 100 other persons in the waiting room. I sent them a message. So you can send messages to the waiting room directly. You'll see a message come up at the top. You can't see it now because you're not the host. Once you see a message in the participant window for waiting room, you click it and you can send message to the persons in the room. I hope you are looking at the question so and so. You were rude. I put you in the waiting room for whatever reason. All right. Or you are late. So your punishment is so and so and so. So the waiting room is important. All right. So let me go back to my screen. Click this off. All right. So the waiting room looks something like this. That's a chat. All right, like this. So if you hover over the person's name, not the waiting room, the participant window. If you hover over the person's name, you'll see mute, unmute, and more, or 3 dots over this side. The more is where the magic happens. So for this particular Zoom that we're on, we are able to make other persons the host. We can make persons co-host and so on. So I have other persons working with me. I made them co-host, and Mrs. Wilmot made me the host. So I have all the controls here. The persons who are co-hosts can do various things like they can close their mic or open their mics, but they can't do other things that the host can do unless the host give them permission. All right, so if I do this and you click more, everything here comes up. Here you can also rename your students here. So if they come in with the wrong name, you can rename them yourself, or you can ask them to rename themselves. You can allow a person to record, the host can record, and the co-host. As
Mr. Burrell, we're not hearing you.
hello?
Okay, we're hearing you now. You were gone.
Really?
Yes. All of the
Something
last few seconds we didn't hear you.
something happened because I'm here and the Zoom went and then came back, and it's not mine because I have current and everything. So somebody current went. Ms. Wilmot, are you there?
She's not with us, I don't think.
Well, if something happened at her location, then everything will go. But once the current come back, we will come back in. So this is something you have to know also, that if you're teaching and the current goes, once the current come back, everybody will come back into the room. Okay? So you don't have to do anything really. So I am the host, but I'm in a different location from where the person is with the account. All right. So anything happens there will affect us. All right. So you heard about everything on security, right? Yes or no? Security.
Waiting for the responses, sir.
Okay. So since we went out, let me just make sure we're on the same page.
One person has said yes. All right, we're getting yeses. Go ahead.
So the security, main thing, enable waiting room, remove shared screen. Once you're sharing, you remove annotation. Make sure they name themselves when they come into the waiting room. Right. So if you go into manage participants now, let me go back to my shared screen. Once you go into manage participants, you'll see this window. It's coming up. All right, and this window, all right, so you select what the poor went a while ago. The key thing to do is to check back your settings. So I'm gonna go back to security and check to make sure that everything is still intact. So that in the event somebody come in, I don't have any issues. All right, so everything is all right. So you can't annotate on my screen and so on, good. So what I'm saying now is once you open manage participant, which is participant for you, you'll see chat. You can stop individual students from talking. So you don't have to tell the entire class, don't talk. If somebody's here talking and disturbing you, go to that name and you can mute that person, okay? You can ask to start a video. You can start the video for them or close their videos, all right? You can allow a student to record if they want, and you can rename them and you can put them in the waiting room. So let's say Jane Doe is giving trouble. I go to Jane Doe, I hover over Jane Doe's name, I come down, put in the waiting room, I put her in the waiting room because she was rude, and I can text her directly now and say, all right, you are in the waiting room, please do questions 1 to 10 in this text page, so and so, until I allow you back in the room, all right? If you have persons who you're not sure of, it's in the room, remove them. Once you remove them, they can't come back, not even into the waiting room, okay? The only thing I'm saying to you is if you don't move your students, put your students in the waiting room so you can admit them back to the room. Don't move them, but anybody you don't know, go ahead and remove them. And once you remove them, they can't come back. All right, how are we with the managed participants? I'm gonna go now to the share screen. So let me know if you're okay.
There's a request sometime later, sir, if you could share again the websites you shared at the beginning.
Oh my goodness.
I'm suggesting they will see it on the JTC website,
yeah.
Facebook page.
Yeah, man, yes. What I could do is somebody type it, someone who wrote it down, just type it in the chat, and so the person can see it in the chat. I gave FET simulation. I gave 30 awesome interactive something for middle school. And I gave SHIK house. I remember that one. Chic Shack house. And go ahead and type them in the chat so persons can see them, so you can check them later on. All right, so I'm through with security. I'm through with managed participants. Colleagues, listen carefully. All of this you're seeing here in the managed participants window, if you go to the individual name and right click on the name, everything should come up. What do I mean by that? Let me go back to one of the areas that you're looking at here. If you go, let's say this particular individual. If I right click on this individual, everything you saw in the waiting room, either you right click or you see feedbacks in the right hand corner, that will bring up all of those things for that student. Right? Okay. How you invite people or students into the room? Again, you go to manage participants and you'll open that window. Once you open the manage participants window, at the bottom of the window, it's not showing here. At the bottom of the window, you'll see invite, should be somewhere here, invite. So this is one of the earlier Zoom. Since they improve security, these were put in. So you have invite, mute all, unmute all, and more. So you press invite, window pops up with the code. So you have the ID at the top and you have the password at the bottom of the window. That is what I normally give to my students in their WhatsApp group, and I say, let's join Zoom shortly, because I'll give them like 10 minutes before or so, and they'll come. And once they come in, they come into the waiting room, I go in, I admit them. All right. Once I realize everybody's in, because of our internet issues, okay, where persons will fall off, I would not lock the meeting unless I'm in a very important meeting with maybe 10 persons. Then I would lock that meeting. When you press more, you'll get the option to lock your meeting. Right now, no one can talk. Why? Because what? It's this one. I remove the tick. So I mute you. So I mute all, and first I remove the tick, and once I remove the tick, I mute all. So you cannot open your mics. So you can do that for your students. Again, the reason I'm doing this is because when we have large groups, we normally have a lot of background noise where persons don't mute the mics and so on. So that's why I mute everyone right now. So if I click back this one and the tick comes up, then you are able to unmute yourselves. So we'll do that at the end, so you can do some questions and so on. And in the meantime, right here. We're in the Manage Participants window. At the bottom of the window, you'll see Invite, Mute All, Unmute, More. The more is a window that opens up with now how to mute participants. You can allow them to unmute themselves or rename themselves or lock meeting if you want to lock the meeting. Are we okay? Are they okay, Stuart?
Yes, seems so. People are asking for resources, so we're just typing in. At least Miss Morgan and myself are just typing in ideas.
All right, good. But they have to pay attention now, because if you get the resource and you can't use a Zoom, it makes no sense. So pay attention to the Zoom and you can check the resources later. All right, so we're going back now. We finished now with, let's come back here. Suppose I'm here, right? And I am teaching my class, and some of you will team teach, and I'm not feeling well, and I am the host. Once I make someone the co-host, right? So you open the window, right? What I did when I made the others, Miss Stuart and Miss Morgan co-host, and when Mrs. Ingrid gave me host, I must go back and make her co-host. I just open the name for each of them, more, and you'll see make co-host. I think the free version or the pro will only allow you to make somebody else host. So if you want somebody to take over the class, you either make them host with you, or in the free version, you give them hosting privilege, and that you press the button and that person will now be the host. Are we clear with that so far? Are they okay?
Nobody is answering.
Come on, people. Come on, colleagues. Let's talk. Let's talk. We do security. We do management.
Yes, they are. Go ahead.
So I am focusing on the three main areas. Once you're in security, very important. You don't want anybody showing pornographic images to the students, or saying or writing look stuff on the screen or drawing stuff on the screen. So security is of utmost importance. Managing participants, those students who are rude, who are talkative, who want to disrupt your class, put them in the waiting room. Security, manage participants. You can make somebody else co-host. You can allow them to record, rename themselves. Make sure everybody in your room, you look at the names, you know who the persons are. You're not sure who they are, remove them. Hover over the names, press more, go down to remove them from the room. All right. This is now where the magic is for the teaching learning process. Share. So every time I'm in the share, look at what happened. Every time I'm in the share, so this is the share button. This is the share button. Once I press share button, you'll see this screen pops up. And this is where the materials that you're going to share with your students will be. So the first thing you must do is to open the windows. So you open your PowerPoint, you open your video, you open your images, your simulations, or the interactive websites. You open them so you can go to the screen. Now suppose I want to go to my screen. Let me show you that. Let's show you something first. Once I come here, this would, I look for the screen. So right now I'm seeing desktop here. I would see screen, computer screen on a computer or desktop, you'll see here. If I click that, then you'll be able to see what's on my computer screen. Then I could open my browser, but I'm imploring you to do this before you open Zoom. So that when you're ready for your class and you want to go to your website, you just share the screen and you go to the website and show the video or the multiple choice or whatever. And everything I showed you, there are several things you can do there. All right, if I want to share sound, can you see the bottom left-hand corner of the screen right here?
Mr. Burrell, the sound is a little distorted at the moment.
All right, hold on. I'm not sure why though, because I'm not seeing anything on my screen to say that my sound is, because normally that pops up. All right, can you hear me? Can they hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but they are asking you to go back to the start of share screen because it was distorted.
Not a problem, not a problem. Can we see the share screen icon?
Yes, and they're hearing you much better now.
Nice, great. So once I click share screen, bam, this screen comes up. Everything that you're going to share. So here's a whiteboard in Zoom that you can use. I'm going to soon get to the whiteboard. Anything I'm going to share, you'll see it here. If I want the whiteboard, I click on it, it comes up. If I want to show a PowerPoint or a PDF, I click it, I find it, I click it, it comes up. If I want to share my screen, my computer screen, to go to my websites, I go to that, I click it, it comes up. For them to hear sound, I must click this button down here, share computer sound, so that whatever sound is coming from my computer, they can hear it on the other side. Are we good there? Are we clear?
Yes, I think so. Some people may not be understanding. You're not showing the entire screen. You're sharing whatever it is you've selected.
No, because I'm not sharing my screen. I'm sharing an image of what you should see. Can you see share computer sound down here on my image? This is an image I'm showing. Can you see that?
They want to know where is the share sound. Just direct attention there.
Come on, at the bottom left-hand corner. Look at the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. Let me get my writing tool. Hold on, so I can show you.
All right, people are seeing it now, sir.
All right, great. So what do you look for? Hold on, turn this on. So if you don't press that button, you will not be able to share anything in terms of sound. So the sound button is right here. See there? That's the sound button right there. Okay? So you click that. Don't worry about the other button. All right, so once you share, the other screens will pop up. Let me show you what is pop up. Whatever you're sharing will come up. So if you're sharing a video, you'll see the video. If you're sharing your screen, you'll see the screen. If you're sharing a PDF, you'll see it. This is the icon that will pop up once you start to share. So if I want to go from whatever I'm sharing back to the main screen, you just simply press stop share. So when I move between files, I share, I stop share. I share, I stop share. So look at this now. Right now, I am sharing my screen with you, and I want to go back to my main screen, I stop share. You no longer see what I'm sharing. What you're seeing is the screen where everybody is. Are you clear so far? I want to share, I press share, I find a file I want to share with you. Let me find a file I want to share with you. Let me find a video. I press and open my video. You should be able to see it now. Can you see my screen? Yes or no?
Yes, it's visible.
All right. Now, if I press, when I was sharing and the screen came up and I press the share computer sound, you should be able to hear my sound now.
Hey friends, do you like what we see here? Air pollution. consists of toxic chemicals.
All right. So did you see the video and did you hear the sound?
Yes.
So you can share videos. I want to stop sharing. I just find my button and I press stop sharing. And I come back main screen. I want to share something else. I simply press share button and I find if I want to share, go back to my application, which is a PDF, which was a PowerPoint, right? I just I converted my PowerPoint to PDF because it is easier to move between screens with the PDF. Because if I go to PowerPoint, on the screen it's going to be very small. And then when I go into presentation mode, it will come up. But if I want to do anything to show you something, I have to now close the presentation mode. It takes too much time. So what do? I convert all my PowerPoints to PDF, and then I share the PDF. That's what I'm doing now with this PDF file.
Mr. Birrell, persons are asking if you can share files when using a phone.
You can, but I prefer I don't like the sharing of files on Zoom. You can share screen as in show what's going on, but to send the things to the students, I prefer if you put it in one of the platforms like Schoology or Edmodo or Google Classroom, those. So we don't use Zoom in isolation, it is used with other platforms. So if you want to share a file, like send a file to somebody, you can send it through Zoom, but I prefer if you send it on one of the platforms that students use, the learning platforms. But you can share the file in terms of show what's on the file on the screen if you want. But again, to send the file, I would not advise that you do that on Zoom. Okay? All right, so every time I stop sharing, I come back to this main screen. Let me look at the whiteboard now. The whiteboard is what we're doing your writing on, right? And this particular whiteboard, let me find this one. This particular one is an external whiteboard I use. So if you have an external board, you can write your equations on it, okay? You can sketch, you can discuss various things by writing on your screen. And it's easy to move between the various slides of your whiteboard. So this just show you how easy it is to write on the whiteboard. Now, most of you don't have an external whiteboard, so I'll show you the one from the Zoom. So again, you press share, the Zoom whiteboard comes up at the top, you click it open, and it comes up. There's your whiteboard. Now you can use the full screen for the whiteboard. Now I'm going to give you writing privileges, okay? So I'm going to go back to annotate in the security shield and I tick it. Go ahead now and write something. You should see a window. There you go. So you can do whatever you want to do on the screen. You can even ask the kids to draw stuff and write stuff. All right? On the right bottom corner, you should see a circle with a plus. That plus is for you to get a new whiteboard. So let's say this one finished markup. If I press it, you can't see it now because you're not the host. If I press it, you have a new board to write up. You see that? So anything you're doing, you have multiple boards, new board. Okay? And then now once you do that, you'll see the number of boards you have. So I can go back to board 1, to board 2, or the previous boards, and you'll see what was done earlier. Okay? So once the whiteboard opens up, you go to the bottom right-hand side, you'll see the circle with the plus. The plus means you can add more whiteboards. So you don't have to be erasing what you're writing all the time. Just click to a new whiteboard and you have unlimited number of boards. Are we clear so far? Are they okay, miss?
Nobody's answering it, sir.
All right, so let us know.
Some people are saying yes. All
right.
One person has said no.
All right. What part the person who said no don't get? Don't understand. Let me know. Or they came on late.
One person is just asking how you find the whiteboard.
All right.
Saying they can't write on it.
All right. The magic is where the screen is. The share screen is. So that button, if you click it, I mean, you won't be seeing it now because you are a participant. But once you start to practice with each other, you'll be able to see it. So you call your colleague, you say, all right, let me open my Zoom, and you are the participant. I send you the code, and you come on. Whatever I do, you'll see it. You can say to me, okay, you're seeing that, and you'll see it as a host. Then you switch. So you become the participant, and that person would send you the meeting ID, and you can now see what the person is doing on that side. So you have to practice. So the three main parts is the security shield. You're not seeing it now, but you'll see it when you are the host. You fix that to suit you. You'll see manage participants. You manage the participants in that window. And once you open it, you'll see the various things. Play with it. And then now you'll see the share screen. You share screen, you'll see the whiteboard. Whenever you share your screen, to come back to the main screen, just press stop share at the top. All right, let me stop if I'm writing for a second. There's one last thing I'm going to show you, and then I'll bring you over to Powtoon. All right, let me stop you from annotating. So notice now, look, I can go from that to a new board, and I can create as many whiteboard. I want to stop now, I press stop share. So to go between the class, all right, let me stop sharing are good. To go between the class and whatever you're sharing, you share, stop share, share, stop share. Let me go to show you one thing that I find very annoying to move your way. Let me go back to share my presentation that I'll send you over to Miss Morgan. Hold on. This thing here is very annoying. Can you see my screen? Tell me if you can see my screen.
Yes, it's visible.
All right. So this window right here is where you go and you'll see annotate or annotation. This is the old version, so they have whiteboard here. I don't know people. Zoom just updated certain things for security purposes, so they just change a few things since COVID-19. So once you open up, you'll see annotate. The button you press, and a second window will open up. And this window is the one you can press your mouse. You can type on the screen by pressing text. This is the one you use to draw. Okay, you can draw an arrow and you can erase, or you can simply click this button and clear the entire board if you want. So this is the annotation thing that you write with. Now I'm saying to you, if you're teaching and sometimes you want to move things at the top of the screen, but the icon here is at the top, this button, you click it and it moves down here. So it's out of your way from the top. If you're down there and you want to change your screen, but it's blocking you, simply click this again. This one, see it? If you click the arrow, that icon will move to the top out of your way. So sometimes because I'm using a smart board, when I'm on the board, it's on up, it's blocking me. I click it, it moves to the bottom. If I now want to scroll and I to the bottom and it's blocking me, I click it, it moves to the top. Are we clear? Okay. Mr. What is there?
Yes, just two yeses and one no so far, sir.
All right. What is a no? What is a no?
The audio was a bit distorted a while ago.
All right. So let me say it again. When you say no, let me know what is the issue so I can repeat. Okay. And the same way we're having issues. Remember, people, the bandwidth. Everybody's on digital online or flow. So internet will be an issue. That's why you have to keep communicating with your students. Are we okay? Are you hearing me? Sir, can you repeat? Sir, can you explain this for me again? I didn't hear correctly. Same thing is happening. No. So bear that in mind, please. Next issue, the power cut. Bear that in mind also, because GPS is also under pressure. All right. So I'm saying if I'm using my board, this screen will pop up at the top of the screen or the bottom of the screen. Right now, the one I'm using is at the bottom of the screen. But if I want to scroll my PowerPoint, my PDF, which was a PowerPoint, and I scroll, and it's blocking me, I just click the arrow. What arrow? This arrow right here. This arrow right here. Can you see the arrow right here? Yes or no? Can you see the arrow?
No responses yet.
Yeah, man, we're waiting for the responses.
Okay, people are seeing it, yes.
All right. So if I click this, it will move my screen. If it's at the top, it will bring my screen all the way down here. If it's down here and it's blocking me, I press again the same arrow and it moves the screen, the window all the way up to the top of somewhere up here, so out of my way. So this little button here will stop the thing from annoying you. So be that in mind. All right, last thing I'm gonna do, and then over to Miss Morgan, Mrs. Morgan. Miss Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Let us talk to them now about the PDF. So let's save a PDF, a PowerPoint file into PDF. All right. Let me take you have sharing capabilities.
All right, sure.
Let me stop sharing, and then go ahead. And once we do that, we can continue.
Okay, colleagues. So Mr. Burrell was telling you that sometimes it's much easier to use a PDF version instead of your PowerPoint for the reasons he outlined. So I am going to share my screen so I can show you how to save your PowerPoint as a PDF.
To share screen, she simply.
Okay, so you are
Good.
seeing my screen now, where you see it at the moment at slide 5. All right, so I'm just making it a little smaller here. Okay, now if you can see, I am going up to the arrow that says File. Is everybody seeing that? Mr. Burrell, you can see that?
Yes.
Okay, so when I click on File, you notice I'm going to go here in this particular version I'm using because I'm saving to a OneDrive. I click on Save a Copy. You could click on Save As. Notice here now, it is giving me, this is showing me it's a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to click on this little arrow pointing down, and you can see it gives me the option to select PDF. I click on PDF, and then I would simply click on Save, and it will have saved it as a PDF. I have not changed the name, so I'll have 2 files with the same name, but one is a PowerPoint and one is a PDF. So that's all you have to do when you want to convert your PowerPoint to a PDF. So I'm going to stop sharing now.
All right, thank you very much, Miss. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this for me and tell me what you notice. Let me show you something. This is a PowerPoint presentation, you know, but all I'm doing now is just scrolling. And when I scroll, my screen moves like the way it would move in PowerPoint. All right, my icon now, you can see here, it was blocking me right here, so I moved it to the top. All right, so let's do a quick recap and then we're gone. So this is the icon you'll see once you come in and you click it to ensure that the audio is on your computer. It will change to a mic and your video is somewhere there, you can turn it on and off. This is the old version. This is now in the Manage Participants window where you'll invite students. So for you to see this icon, you have to press Manage Participants. You'll see Invite, Mute All, Unmute All, More. The More is where you can now affect the chat and so on. Remove people, put in a waiting room, turn on the mics, mute them, allow them to unmute themselves, all of that. If you go to the bottom of that too, you should also see chat. No, but right now everybody is in chat, so you understand the chat. But let me show you something as the host. What will happen to the chat? Hold on. All right, it is moving. All right, let me show you that part. So once you go into the chat, you'll see this. Now you can text individuals privately, but if you tick this one to everyone, if you tick the window, down window, you'll see private. And once you see it private, you can now scroll to who you want to talk privately to. Clear? So you can say to students, you can talk to me privately, and you can set it that they can talk to you alone privately. So sometimes the students don't want to talk to you or answer questions out aloud. They can now go in the chat and talk to you privately. And you come over more and you say, allow attendees to chat with no one, or the host only, or everyone publicly, and privately. So I normally remove this one for the students. So they can either talk publicly or they can talk to the host. Okay? All right. So that is where the chat is concerned. So again,
right. There you're being asked, sir, to highlight how to send the meeting invites to cell phones.
Cell phone. All you do is, all right, let me come out and show you something. Let me stop sharing. Tell me if you can see my screen. Can you see this icon right here? Are you seeing my arrow?
No, you've stopped screen sharing.
All right. I'm gonna open. All right. If you look on the top left-hand side of your screen, you'll see a green lock, and you'll see an eye in a circle. If you press the eye, what pops up is the meeting ID and so on. Do you see that? Can you see it on my screen? Did it pop up on your screen? Can they see
you have to tell them to move their mouse over to it.
Yeah, all right. Go over to the left-hand side at the top, and you'll see a circle with an eye in the middle. Press it and tell me what you see.
All right, some people are seeing it, some not.
All right. So what you see is you see the meeting ID. I would type that into the chat. I say ID 8106672 and so on. Password 77 so on. And I just send that to them. And they come on their Zoom, put in the ID and password, and they're in the room, in the waiting room, and you admit them to the class. Now, you can go to the Manage Participants window. Now, if you're the host, once you press Manage Participants and press the invite button, the window will open up with the ID and the password. The ID is at the top and the password is at the bottom. You write it off and send it to the students. Never send a student a link that they can just click onto and come directly into the room. Never do that. It's not safe for you or the students. So always use your ID and your password. Okay? All right. So with that being said, any more questions? If not, I'll ask Mrs. Lisa Morgan to take over and start sharing on Powtoons. Ms. Morgan? Ms. Morgan, are you there?
She is there.
Yes, here.
Yeah.
I wonder if she gone, if she got her from the computer. Text her, Miss and ask her, tell her that we're ready for her.
Okay, will do.
Thank you. Any questions? Any other questions until Ms. Morgan gets to the computer?
They would like you to recap the security.
All right, no problem. Security, you'll see a shield. And the shield, it's a black and white shield. And you'll see, once you click it, you'll see things like put in waiting room, rename yourselves, mute or something. Let me go there for a second until I hear miss. Let me just come back here and share it again. So remember now, we're focusing on three things: security, managing participants, and sharing of screen. And the sharing of screen is most important for you as a teacher in your interactions. That's where you share your videos. That's where you share your PDF, your PowerPoint, all of that.
Mr. Burrell, could you try and unmute Miss Morgan? I have not been able to do so. That's her problem.
Oh, really? Oh, but
So she says.
that co-host, I don't know, I don't understand. All right, let me find her. All right. I don't know what's happening with her.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. You there? Wait.
Hearing you. I've
Yes,
been hearing
okay.
you all along. It's just that I couldn't unmute myself.
Oh, all right. All right.
Yeah.
Let me just show them one thing, and then you can begin here. 1 second, because
Yes, sir.
somebody
You
asked.
can go ahead and recap.
Yes. All right. So let me go back to sharing with that's with you. So don't forget, colleagues, 3 main things: security, manage participants, share screen. In the security, once you press, are you seeing the shield? So once you press it, you'll see lock meeting, enable waiting room, share screen, chat, rename. Leave rename alone. You can manage a chat if you want in the manage participants or the chat window. Don't allow them to share their screen. Allow no one to share screen unless you give permission. And you can give permission to individual students and enable waiting room. This is what comes up. Main thing. So security, manage participants, share screen. Are we good? You want to stop sharing? Press stop sharing. You're back to the main room. Are we okay? For those who are on video, just nod. Nod if you're okay. I can see you. Nod.
People said yes.
All right. Good. I see person nodding too. All right, miss, you can go ahead. Thank you. Ms. Morgan?
She's muted again, sir.
Is she muting herself? Don't mute yourself, Ms. Morgan. Let me take it out.
Okay, she's
Can
on.
you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't mute yourself again. Go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Go ahead. Remember that they're muted.
Okay, all right, so I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Morgan, aka Morgie for short. So welcome everyone. And I'll be going through with you with a very awesome and engaging tool, Powtoon. I've used it before, long time ago, but it's always good to refresh yourselves. You want to bring about a bit of excitement in your class, get students engaged. This is a very good tool that you can actually use. Whatever the platform you're using, you can always send the link for the students to actually get the activity done. It's an animated tool whereby students can actually, you can actually use an assessment tool as well, where the students can be given an assignment and you actually guide them through as to what they need to get done using this particular tool. From the teacher's perspective, you can use this tool for a myriad of activities. So I'm going to be walking you through quickly through Powtoon. So I'll be sharing my screen with you at this time. All right, so let's get straight into it. Mr. Burrell? Mr. Burrell, I'm unable to share my screen. Mr. Burrell? Mr. Burrell, not able to share my screen, sir.
Sorry, I was getting some water. Sorry. All right, let me give you. Go ahead, miss.
Okay, it's awesome now. Thank you. All right. All right, so colleagues, for this particular tool, it's used for myriads of activities that we actually get done in the classroom. So I'm going to be sharing with you a PDF. It was mentioned to you earlier that we can convert you can always convert your PowerPoint to PDF. It's easier to navigate on this particular platform. It's all about Powtoon, and we know it's an awesome tool to be used. So you're thinking about writing that awesome resume as a teacher, you can actually have this tool doing the job for you. Looking at catch introductions, you're doing an onboarding session, want students to actually go through content at home in their own time and at their own pace. This is also a great tool. You want to emphasize class rules, lab rules, you want to give fun facts, you name it, you can actually use this platform to do that, all right? Let's say, for example, you want to actually give them a synopsis of what your syllabus looks like or what your course outline looks like for a particular term. You can actually give them information ahead of time using the platform. You want to give a summary of a particular lesson, you can actually do it. So the possibilities are endless. You can even ask students to use this particular tool for revision. They can actually be using it to do presentations, infomercials, and you can actually, let's say, for example, you give them a particular project, you can actually interject rubrics in it. You can interject pointers in it.
Hold on.
Yes.
Miss? Hold
yes,
on.
go
The
ahead,
sound is a bit distorted. All right.
Drop in.
Yeah, go ahead. It's distorted. Yes.
Okay, so I'll just recap from the top quickly, just to let you know that you can use it as a very good tool in the instruction process. You can highlight class rules if you so desire, lab rules. You want to encourage or inform students about a particular topic that you're doing, looking at guidelines as it relates to a particular topic, giving assessment, you can actually use it. You're doing a summary of a lesson, you can actually use Powtoon. So there are endless possibilities that the teacher can actually use. Just use it to have fun. And trust me, students love fun. I don't know who doesn't. So this is one way to get them engaged. This platform, Powtoon, is a very dynamic one. It is a video-based animation software, and it will allow you to quickly create animated presentation with your students. And you can always manipulate. Someone is marking on my screen.
Yes. Go to security, and because you're sharing, so you have to do that. Security, and you see annotate, tick it. Can you clear the screen, please?
Done.
Yeah, the person who wrote on the screen. Clear it, please. Click on annotate and you'll see clear all.
On my screen, I'm seeing up top, participants mute. Okay, annotate.
Click it and you'll see the window open with clear all.
Clear all drawings.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. So you can use the teachers for a lot of fun and engaging activities. So I'm scrolling down. Let me click this closed. Oh, let me just share my audio while I'm up here. So I'm clicking more. Okay, share computer sound. Awesome. All right, so colleagues, let's say, for example, you want to invest in this tool. You have to bear in mind that there's a cost attached if you want to go premium, but we as Jamaicans and as educators, we love free stuff. Am I right? If you agree with me, just give me a yes in the box. There are so many learning and engaging tools out there. Once you can get free tools and free plans, just delve right into it, all right? So if you want the free version, yes, and I'll recommend that because that's the one I have. But let's say you want to do it for your school, then you can look at these plans and their costs. $19, $29, and etc. All right? You can make, and by the way, we'll be sending these slides to you so you can actually go through it at your own pace, how to make your Powtoon private. And by the way, it can only be private if you would have gotten the premium plan. So once you're doing the free version, we don't have that luxury. Okay, let's talk about navigating Powtoon. So I'm gonna stop and move on to another slide. Now, the first thing you want to ensure that you do, colleagues, is to sign up. All right, so I'm gonna go to poltroon.com, press enter. I'm already signed in. I'm hovering over my account on my right. It's Little Lisa. So once I'm signed in, I can actually start getting the job done. I'm just going to scroll down so you can actually see what is required. So step 1, visit the Powtoon website, and it's on the desktop there. It's on your screen. All right, so you can decide to sign up using your Google account if you want to use Facebook, or if you want to sign in the old-fashioned way. It's up to you. All right, so once you'd have signed in, then you'd have gained access to the page. So this is the page that I'm actually on. This is my page. And right along here, I'm hovering over the right. That's where, once you're logged in, your name or whatever your email address is, it is showcased right here. So I'm going to show that to you right now. All right, so here I am. Can you see that? If you can see, just type in yes. All right. Are they seeing it?
Yes, persons are seeing it.
Awesome. All right, so colleagues, look at, for example, some examples that they have. And I would strongly recommend for someone who's just starting off, you have a lot of free templates that you can actually use. You're basically going to select one that you like. If you're doing, for example, presentation, you're looking at videos, if you want to do an explanation to your students, some form of remote learning, it's up to you. And you can always tweak it to suit your content and context. So once you'd have selected the one that you desire, then you can always tweak it, because there are ready-made templates available. You have pictures that you can use. You can drag and drop information. You can type in, you can erase information, and so forth. So I'm going to show you just an example of what it looks like. So you just click on any one you desire or you like. All right. And you can click on preview if you desire to see it. All right, so let me say, let's look at this one, for example. If you're hearing it, let me know, just click yes or no in the box. Are they hearing it? Are you hearing it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome.
You are being asked if it can be sent through WhatsApp.
I guess yes, the link can be sent through WhatsApp. Students can always access the link through WhatsApp, but it would be good if they have it on a platform. But yes, bear in mind, it's just like a video you're showing them. So yes, you're giving them information. It's not necessarily that they're going to be writing. If it's one that requires them to actually do, for example, a project, then even though they'd have watched it on a WhatsApp platform, they'll definitely have to go on their computer and do the actual work that is required. But yes, the link can be sent to a WhatsApp device, WhatsApp platform. All right. All right, so that's an example of what the Powtoon looks like, colleague. All right, so let's say, for example, we want to try one, and we have a lot of free ones, and you also have ones that you have to pay for, as we mentioned, premium. Now, colleagues, there are some, even though they are, say, you have to buy those plans. The thing is that once you'd have used, you can actually go ahead and use it, but it's just that the logo will be on it. You won't be able to actually use or remove the logo for your own personal gains. Once it is done, it is actually there. So these are some that I did. Was playing around with it a bit. All right. So let's try one. So I'm going to click on remote learning. And let's just choose one. Clicking on that. All right, so you can preview all of them if you so desire. And then if you're desirous of, after you'd have gone through and you want to use one that you think you're comfortable with, then you click on use. So I'm going to use this one, so I've clicked on use. All right, so it's coming up. All right, so it's coming up, colleagues. Now for this one, let's say, for example, I want to I teach quite a few subjects. I teach food and nutrition, I teach chemistry and a bit of physics too. And most teachers don't teach one subject. We all teach, for the most part, multiple subjects. So you can actually use this to teach different topics, different content areas. There's no limit to it, all right? My connection is not so great, so it's a bit distorted. All right, so I'm gonna click edit. And by the way, you only have 20 seconds per slide. And for the free version, you're only allotted 3 minutes, all right? So just bear that in mind. You don't have a lot to play with. Now, if you look on this template, colleagues, I'm gonna move this so that I can have access to navigate, right? Now, this is your first slide. It's all about dragging and dropping information. So I have, hello, awesome students. I can double click on whatever I desire to change. Once I double click on it, I can actually go in and change whatever. So let me say, good day, students. All right. And just like with any other document, you can actually reduce the size of the writing, change the font, just play around with it as you see fit. All right. Okay. So I'm making it a bit smaller so you can actually hold. I can actually stretch if I so desire. I can move it around. You can play with it as you see fit. All right. Let's click on settings. If I click on settings, I have quite a bit of options. So I can put in effects. For the effects section, I can decide, do I want it to be written on it? Do I want sound on it? Do I want this particular effect at the start of the word or at the end of the word? So let's say, for example, I'm clicking on pop and I'm adding a hand. All right, how do I want the hand to show? I can decide as well. So do I want, after writing the word, the hand comes up? I can decide on how I want to do it. So I'm just gonna click on this one for argument's sake, all right? Click outside of the box and you're good to go. All right, and you can decide if you want to change the rest of the word. Let's say, for example, I want to change the color of the word awesome. I click on the grid for color, and I can do that, all right? Clicking on student, and you always double click, all right, teachers, you double click. Internet is dropping again. All right, and you do the same thing. So if you want to change, let's say, for example, I want the words to be in the center, just as in a Word document, or you want it to the left, or you want it skewed to the right, you can also do that. All right, so it's not responding. All right, let's say, for example, I want to change the teacher. I can click on the teacher, and I can swap her out for someone else. All right. Mr. Franklin? Mr.
Yes.
Franklin?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Just checking if you're here. All right, so let's say I want to use this lady because I'm Black and I have nice kinky hair. I'm gonna swap her out. So I click on her. And I have quite a bit of options. Do I want to show her looking angry, upset, whatever it is? So I've clicked on her, just saying hi. All right, so I've settled on that one. So I'm clicking outside. So if you notice, if I double click, I'm getting double images. So I can just click on one and just backspace, boom, and she's gone. All right. And as you go along, colleagues, you ensure that you save information. Let's say, for example, I want her to actually pose in a different manner. So click on pose. All right. And she's posing however I want her to pose. Let's say, for example, I wanted to change the way she's posed, like flipping her to the left or to the right. So I can just click on that and she's flipping that way. And I'm clicking and she's flipped the other way. All right. All right. So, and you keep saving as you go along. All right. So let's say, for example, you want to play what you have so far, you can click down here for play, or you can go up and get a preview of whatever it is that you want. So I'm going to click preview. Now you have the slide. You have the slideshow, or you have the movie mode. I prefer the movie because it just runs undisturbed. For the slideshow, it's going to give you almost like mimicking a PowerPoint presentation. You don't want that. You want it to just run like a typical video. All right, so it's taking a while to load. Internet is not that great. All right, so I'm going to click out and try another way, see if it's any better. Can you hear me, team?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Loud and clear.
The internet is dragging a bit. But the idea, just as if you would have typed a document in Word and you want to see what it looks like before you print it, you click on preview, the same effect. So you'd have clicked on it and it would actually give you a little run as to what it looks and sounds like before moving on to the next slide. So it's actually jamming in a bit. All right, I'm clicking and it's unresponsive. Unresponsive still. The Wi-Fi is very weak. No, colleagues, let's say for example, so this is where we're basically at. I'm actually trying to give the page some time to you want me to play that again? I'm gonna play it again. All right, so just for the first slide, I'm gonna play it so you can actually see what the changes look like. And automatically it will run throughout the entire thing unless I stop it. But there are only changes made to the first slide, so I'll just play that for you again. It runs. So it runs very quickly. All right, so I'm going to try the second slide for you, colleagues. All right, so for this one, let's say, for example, I just want to change the color. Click on color. I have choices. I do that. Let's say for this one, I want to make it a bit smaller. It's all about just you editing the information that you have, all right? And it adjusts itself as it goes along. All right, click on settings. Let's say, for example, I want it to arrange where the wording is actually coming forward, or I want it to look faded. I want the word to the front or to the back, then I can do that. So I want it at the front. So I click on that option, all right? Again, let's say, for example, I want to change the teacher. I can always swap her out from a nice brown chocolate lady to a nice Afro kinky hairstyle. All right. All right. Click on her. Click outside that box. All right, so I have her twice, I'll delete one. Good. All right, let's say, for example, colleagues, I want to change the background. I can always swap it out for something else. I could swap it out for something I have on my desktop, or I could always use one of the backgrounds that they have here. So I click on swap. And I can always click whatever background I so desire. All right, so you notice that one came up. Let's say, for example, I don't like that one, it's a bit bland. I can always click something else. All right, awesome. And then you keep saving. For every change you'd have made to your slide, you keep changing it. Running quickly along.
Morgan, I want to see just where you would go to type new content.
Okay, so let's say, for example, new content as in brand new, or you edit the boxes that are already available?
Adding to a slide.
Okay, all right, so let me go back. So I'm here, I want to double click on whatever is already there. And once it is highlighted, I can always put what I want in it. So this is going to be an amazing, incredible year. This is going to be an exciting period. All right. And once you have done that, you're good to go. You can always click outside of that space. All right. All right, moving along, colleagues, to slide 3. All right, let's say, for example, you want to change pictures again, images, you want to swap out because you want to make it yours. You just keep swapping. Most times, most of what they have are basically the pro versions or the pro pictures. So the thing is this, once the pictures come up, you'll always see the word pro on them because it's not really yours. You'd have to really buy into the product to get that phrase removed from it. The same thing with the Powtoon icon. Whatever it is that you'd have created, it will always be on it. All right. So let me swap out for Mr. Piggy Bank. All right. All right, and there you go.
Start.
Yes.
Read the question about the export.
All right, so if it can't be exported, would you just share the link with students?
Yes, you can. Very good observation, yes. All right, let's say I want to type something. So somebody had asked about the text. So let's say, for example, the text that they have, you don't necessarily like the font style. You want to make it, you know, something different. You click on text, which is all the way over here on my right. All right. Let's say I want to make it Foods Rock. I can always move it to wherever I want it. All right. It's not moving. Should be able to move. There you go. Oh, I didn't tell you. If you want to change the title of the particular file that you're creating, you just go on top here and you double click again. Let's say I want this to be foods cake assignment. So I could change it to cake assignment for argument's sake. Once I click outside of that space, it automatically saves it. Right? And that's it. You just basically keep adding colleagues to whatever it is that you want to add to it, you can add to it. You have videos. If you want to put images, shapes, I'm on my extreme right. You want different props, you want different characters. So I'll click on some of those so you can see what's going on. Background, for example, you want to change the background. I'm all the way on my right. You can always scroll down. And some of these are pro plans. Again, you have to upgrade. So let's say, for example, I'm going to click on this one. Or let's say for argument's sake, I want this one. All right, you notice it keeps changing. If you are seeing the changes, let me hear you say yes. Just type yes if you're seeing the changes. All right. We did look at text. Let's say, for example, you want to change characters. Or you want plenty of persons in a room. You want it to have a certain look. Then you can always scroll down and decide what is it you want. All right.
Persons are
the options are yes. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying persons are seeing fine. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So you have options. It's just that in terms of you being able to use, in terms of availability of free resources, it's not that much. You can use the pro ones, yes, but if you notice, the word pro is on all that is used. So the little piggy, he has pro on him. Pro is right here because I'm using a pro template. Everything has pro attached. And again, once you're creating and it's a free version, you're gonna have to see Powtoon attached because you would have not upgraded the plan. All right. So you save as you go along. Yes.
What is the price for a basic plan?
It's about 19. Hold on, I think I have it earlier here. It's about $19.
Is that per year or what? Subscription or per year?
I think it's per month. Hold on, I'm going to show you. It's $19. Can you see my page, sir?
Yes.
So the Pro is $19 per month.
Okay.
For the year, if you want it, $29 and so forth for the bigger industries. All right.
Okay. Thanks.
So colleagues, as you keep going on, you keep just doing whatever is it you want to do to the slides and ensure that you keep saving it. So let's say, for example, my first project, I'm looking at. So I'm double clicking. I'm going to put types of or methods of cake making. Methods of cake making. All right. Insert a text. So let's say, for example, I want them to do a concept map. So I'm double clicking in that space. All right. So if I want to bold that, I can. If I want to increase the font size, I can as well. So it behaves just like a Word document. For instructions relating to this, let's say, for example, I want them to work in groups of, say, 3. So groups of 3. Chart must be bordered. All right. Let's say, for example, I want them to include diagrams. All right. Double click. All right. And then I just keep saving as I go along. I want to change the pretty lady. I swap her out. And you can swap out any object on the page that you don't necessarily want. All right. All right, so she's in. All right, and again, colleagues, you just keep saving as you go along. All right, let's say, for example, I want the title, first project, to behave a certain way. I'll click on my settings and click on effects. Let's say when it's exiting, I want the effect to be at that point, not necessarily at the entrance of it. So I can always decide how I want it to behave. Do I want to include a hand? Yes, and then I choose a hand and I'm good to go. Click outside and I just keep saving whatever adjustments I would have made to that particular slide. All right, and then let's hope that the internet will hold up so I can show you a preview. Or maybe I could do some color changes before that, so at least you see something more evident. All right, so color, see that screen. Double click again, color, make that one pink, double click, click on color. That one is hard to read. All right, and we're gonna save. Now there are times when you have the option where you can actually type in information that you're not necessarily seeing on the platform. So let's say, for example, I want to put in cake. You see how limited it is because I don't have the Pro version. All right. So there are times when you can actually type in information that you're desirous of using, and you may get the option. Sometimes you may not get the option. All right. So let's say, I'm going to let you see a preview of what the slide looks like. saw that. Did you see that, colleagues? Let me know.
I'm seeing it.
Yes, I think we're seeing it fine.
Okay. So the question I want to ask the colleagues of mine, would you want to actually try this particular tool in your class? So you just keep making all these changes for each slide, play with it, save whatever changes you'd have made to it, and you just keep building until you'd have reached all the slides in the particular slideshow. Is it something you think you'd actually want to go home and actually try doing it?
You're getting positive responses with thumbs up and yes for the free one.
Okay, I'm all for free. No, you're talking like me. I'm all for the free ones, colleagues. So that's the basic concept of it. You just go in for each slide, you just keep manipulating. And up here, I don't necessarily use the grid. I guess maybe persons who are doing math would maybe favor that, but I don't use the grid option. You also have ways that you can actually display the information. I'm actually on horizontal, but let me show you what square looks like if you're on Facebook. It's more narrow. Can you see that? It's a smaller window. All right. I'm going to also show you another option. Vertical. All right. But once you're on a desktop, the horizontal approach is the best one. All right. My time is basically gone. I did upload some images because I think you can get that option. Yes, it gives you that. So what I did, I clicked on upload. Well, click on image first. I have the option to upload an image. I'm on my right, and I click upload image. Click my images. And these were some images that I basically uploaded from my computer. So let me see. So let's say, for example, I want to change to a different image because I think their images are a bit bland based on what I want to do. I can always click on something else. All right. All right, so there it is. And you can also use this as a background image if you so desire. You'd have to click swap for background and then it will fall into the background. All right. So time is against me. I have 5 minutes. So let me try another slide before I go. All right, midterm assignments. You can always change that. Let's say, for example, at my school, we do an alternate assessment. So alternate assessment. For the alternate assessment, we normally do an activity that is not necessarily pen and paper. We normally do let the students do something physical, something where they're doing a lot of application of particular concepts that they would have been taught. So let's say, for example, my alternate assessment for cake making would be for them to actually create a display area, a display station. So that's the first requirement. I could also want them to make place cards to display whatever cakes they are displaying. And let's say for argument's sake, I want them to have an area for tasting. So a tasting tray. All right. So now I can decide how do I want this information to actually reflect on this particular slide. So if I can click on alternate assessment, I can decide, do I want to change the color here? Let's make it something chirpy, yeah. Click on settings. Let's talk about the effects. You want it to show word by word? Do you want it to actually fade? You have so many options. Let's say you want that particular effect when you're exiting it. You can choose to click on exit. You want information to drop down. You want it to go up. You want it to be left skewed, right skewed. You have that option. All right, I'm going to put a hand as well, a hand. I choose a hand and I'm good to go. Click outside of that box, and that's that. For the requirement 1, it's just you playing around with information, colleagues. Trust me, I'm not very techie, and if I can do it, you can do it. All right, so just go and play with it. Just have fun with it. The students can actually do assignments. So you can say, for example, an assignment could be students go online to poltroon.com and use that platform to create a review of cake making. All right, and they can choose any template that they are so desirous of using, and then they can actually use that to create just like a summary of whatever they would have been taught in that particular course. All right, I want to change the clock, put something else, just click on swap. Do you think you can manage this, colleagues? Let me know. Isn't this easy? Trust me, if Morgan can do it, you can do it. Not true? Tell me what you think. Colleagues, what do you think?
They're agreeing with you. Someone is asking if they can insert a video.
Yes, they can. Hold on. Yes, you have that option. So let me see here. All right. So let's click on my right. Moving this icon down. So you have I'm all the way to my right. Can you see what I'm hovering over on my right? Let me know if you can.
Yes, they are.
Right, so that's where you go to insert a video. It's good if you have created a video that suits your context. Sometimes the ones they have may not necessarily be the ones that you so desire based on what you're trying to get. So let's say, for example, I'm doing cake making. I may want to go ahead and find a video on cake making ahead of time and upload it. So I click on upload. Then I actually look where I would have saved my videos. All right. So these are not necessarily videos on cake making, but just to let you know, you'd have downloaded it, saved it, and then you'd actually retrieve it and use it, okay?
Yeah.
So it's good to actually go ahead and ahead of time, if you're desirous of using videos, certain images, you can actually go ahead and do it ahead of time so that you know exactly where they are and you actually insert it when you so desire, all right? Just one final thing, because it's 6 o'clock, I'm gonna swap my background. All right, I'm gonna click upload your background because I would have had some pictures already. Let me see if I find one. See if I find a nice cake one. All right, so let's say this is the background I am so desirous of using because I'm working on cakes, right? Click on swap, and there it is in the background. Can you see that? Let me know if you can, colleagues. Can you see that, colleagues? Type yes or no. The cake in the background. So the idea is this: if you don't like the backgrounds they're giving you, you can always like compile some ahead of time so that you can actually use what you are so desirous of using, because some of the information, some of the images may not necessarily be to your taste, so you may want to use some more updated ones. All right. So let's save this. Always good to save. All right, so I'm gonna actually play it from the start. So all these slides were not done. It's after 6, but just to give you an idea as to what you're working with. All right, so I'm gonna start from here. It's just gonna keep running. basically it.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. So do you think this is something you'd actually want to go home and try tonight? You have to do it while it is hot in your head, you know, while it is still warm in the brain cells, you want to take it on and try it. Do you think this is something you'd want to try?
Yes, a lot of people are saying they love it and they will certainly try it.
Okay, awesome. All right.
All right.
Are there any questions? Yes. Are there any questions, any comments?
No, there are
as
no
I
questions
close?
at the moment, Ms. Morgan.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss. Thank you very much, Ms. Morgan. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Thanks to Mrs. Stewart, as always, very supportive and helping us in the chat. Really appreciate the teamwork. I just want to say that this is a perfect tool for the persons who are in the primary school and even the kindergarten. You can make it work for you. If you're in the bigger classes, you could use it for your engagement activity or even to show your objectives. At the end, you could use it now to show the community activity, etc. All right, so make it work for you. And thank you for joining us today. We're going to sign off now, and you can find the information on the JTC website, or you can email the JTC. Mrs. Stewart, could you put the email address of Mrs. Wilmot there for them?
Mr. Burrell, apparently now JTC has opened a YouTube channel, so they're encouraging teachers to go and sign up on the YouTube, subscribe to the JTC YouTube channel where all the videos will be found.
Great.
This is, Wilmot has just put it up.
Nice, nice. All right, thanks again.